More beer! Welcome back to the Hive, and today we talk more about Costa Mesa Speedway, the history, the blast to the past. But first, when we talk about the past, we're going to talk about the future. Now, Speedway is back after a couple years. Speedway's back May 21st with the Jack Milne Cup. It should be fantastic! Speedway has taken a hiatus for 2 years due to COVID. But before that, the Speedway ran a weekly motorsport race of 50 years. 50 years! That was the longest running motorsport in the history of United States motorsports. And now they're back this season for a 9-event season, including the United States Speedway Nationals on October 1st, 2022. But first, let's go back. Let's go way back over 50 years ago to the summer of '69. Yeah. And that's when the Speedway got brought back from the Whiteman Stadium to the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds, Costa Mesa, California. The Speedway was brought back to OC by Jack Milne and Harry Huxley. It was the middle of the surf craze, the skateboard craze, and the motorcycle craze. And it became the Speedway craze. Larry Huffman would electrify the crowd every Friday night. He was just an amazing announcer. He took over for Bruce Flanders, and then he was just really great. And Larry Huffman, he did all kinds of cool stuff. One of the neat things that I was there. And when he interviewed a future Speedway star, and his name was Gene Woods. They had a table, just an ordinary table. Larry Huffman would just stand up in that table. I thought they built it special, but it was like the scorekeeper's table. Larry Huffman would stand on that table and he would do the splits. And he would do the Huffman hop. Larry would stand on that table and hop. He would announce those special riders from the 50-yard line, like Danny Berserko Becker. And that was Mike Bass. Bruce Penhall. And sliding Sonny Nutter. And do you remember Gene, the dancing machine? I think Gene was the first super fan of Speedway. I think he had a percentage at the beer concession stands. Why? Because he would walk around the stands. He was a cheerleader. He was like the dancing Barry of the Lakers. And he would yell, "More beer!" Larry Huffman would oftentimes interview Gene while he was drunk off of his ass. And they would electrify the crowd. They were always wondering, what is next? He was a classic. He was an original. He was one of a kind. And all 6,500 fans loved and screamed for who? Gene, the dancing machine. One night, Gene was exceptionally drunk. He was drunk off his ass again. And Larry Huffman said, "Gene, get on that crash wall and walk. Walk, Gene, and yell more beer." So Gene got on that wall, the crash wall between the starting line and the first turn at Costa Mesa, turn 1. And he was walking. Gene was walking. It was walking, drunk. Whoa! He was like a drunk doing a DUI lineup. Doing the DUI walk the straight line. However, he had a hard time, right? He was drunk. And then he was walking, and suddenly Gene lost his balance and he fell. He was yelling, "More beer!" And he yelled, and then he fell, and he hit his nuts. He hit his nuts on that wall between turn 1 and the starting line, and then he was yelling, "More beer!" We all love Gene saying "more beer" in soprano. That was nice. And those were the days. Those were the days that never ended, we thought. We had these vivid memories of those days. They were golden yesteryears. They were fantastic. Even the Wheelie King, Doug DeMokas. Do you remember the Wheelie King? He was the original. And he would go to Costa Mesa sometimes on Friday nights and do wheelies on his motorcycle, razzle-dazzle the crowd. And then one time he brought a three-wheeler. He had a custom three-wheeler, and he had this big tightrope, and he would do wheelies on one wheel, riding the tightrope. Costa Mesa Speedway. We always remember, and rest in peace to who? Doug. Also, we were blessed and we were honored to have Jack Milne in attendance. Jack Milne was one of the original promoters of Costa Mesa Speedway, and he was just a kind man, and he probably had more stories than anyone in the world. He was a 1937 world champion, the second world champion, the first United States Speedway champion, and he was just an amazing guy. I got to meet Jack a few times. He was just a sweet man. And then we had the Godfather, Harry Huxley. He masterminded the Costa Mesa Speedway with Jack Milne. They became successful. Everything they did. Jack Milne hired Harry Huxley to be a manager at his car dealership in Pasadena, California. And Harry Huxley, he built an incredible speedway at Costa Mesa Speedway. Everyone remembered the cushion, the deep dirt cushion on the outside of Costa Mesa, where passing was equal. The faster riders could pass on the outside, or the inside the fast riders could pass. However, there was passing lanes on the inside and the outside. Costa Mesa Speedway rocked. And who could forget the castor oil? The castor oil smell in the air. It was beautiful. The castor oil smelled like roses. And everybody would just put their head up in the air and smell, the aroma. And then you had 6,500 screaming fans in attendance. A lot of teenagers, a lot of teenage boys, and they were drinking beer, more beer, and they were drunk. And what do teenage boys do when they get drunk? They fight. They fight. I was a little kid, and there was like a fight over there. Everybody go over there. Fight over there. Everybody over there. Fight over there. Fight over there. There was a fight everywhere. And then you had the hot women walking around. They walked between the crash wall and the stands. They were just beautiful. Like, woo, here I am, baby. And the guys were yelling, ow, hooting and a hollering for their favorite blonde and brunette. Costa Mesa was crazy. Oh yeah, we forgot the Speedway. The Speedway, everybody was there for the Speedway, right? Those riders were the most gifted, the most colorful speedway riders ever. They were characters. And who could forget those famous speedway riders? I have more videos on my YouTube channel here. They're really cool. I wanted to remember this particular era of Speedway, United States Speedway, because it needs to be preserved. We need to educate the younger generation, we need to educate the people so that they understand what the Speedway was at the revival. It was just amazing, it was glorious, and it was a blast from the past. Honestly, I think that those Speedway riders, that batch of Speedway riders, were some of the most gifted Speedway riders ever. They were the most colorful. They were just incredible. And if you missed that era of Speedway, all I can say is, you missed it.